If you were to ask me who my favorite YouTuber is in 2020, it would unanimously go to Flight. Kamani White, better known as FlightReacts or Not Your Average Flight, has been making videos on YouTube for a solid 7 years now. Damn, time flies, doesn't it? Dating all the way back to July of 2013 with NBA 2K and live gameplays. But mainly live, as he was trying to push the narrative that live was better than 2K for some reason.
Dumb.
But he didn't catch my attention until he started branching out into the reactions and the IRL videos. That's when I started watching him and going back to old videos, and ever since then, he's always been in my top 5. Whether or not you're a fan of him, you gotta give Flight his respect for his work ethic, consistency, the fact that he's created a wave and provided a lot of content for some of your favorite YouTubers, like, like me. And especially for his confidence. I mean, for someone who's taken these many L's, he's always somehow overshadowed them with bigger W's, with his videos and his progression. Just the way he keeps on going despite everything that's happened in his career, it's just inspirational, man. He be doing some clown shit sometimes, scratch that, a lot. We the fans tend to call him out, you know what I'm saying? But it may seem like Flight has haters, but really, we just keep it real with our boy because we look at him like a cousin or a brother, and we just want to see a young black king succeed. It's all jokes, and Flight seems to be humble and chill about it. And really, if you actually hate Flight, you need to get your ass beat. Cause over here, me and my homies love Flight. Even though I don't stand up when he says Flight Crew stand up like any normal person, I'm a fan. I mean, what is there not to like about the guy? His entertaining yet delusional reactions that are just made to piss you off, his catchphrases, his 2K and Madden streams where little kids just trigger the fuck out of him to the point where he's damn near on the brink of tears, his infamous story times, which he should bring back. And my boy is multi-talented. Not only is he a phenomenal basketball player, he's a dancer and an actor. I mean, what can't this man do? He makes music. Oh yeah, he also raps. Is he good? Well, that's up to you. On the side of making videos, this cigarette built body ass boy has been making music officially for about 3 years under the name FTC or just Flight. And in these 3 years, he's released 15 tracks where he's the main or solo artist and has only done 2 features. And okay, I know what you're thinking. Who would want a verse from Flight? Cause that's exactly what I was thinking. But just listen. At the beginning of his career, people weren't even letting him breathe. The disgust was real. Reaction after reaction, comment after comment, and for good reason. And his music has been controversial ever since. But just like with his basketball skills, over time his music has gotten a lot better in my opinion, and you can see that with the like to dislike ratio in the comments, probably thanks to meme culture. But anyways, Flight says he's the best rapper on YouTube, but I'll be the judge of that. And near the end of the video, I'll be ranking each and every one of his songs from best to worst. God damn. Wish me luck. Mr. Big Boy 305's repping West Palm Beach, Florida, and I mean really repping that shit. He got it tatted on him and everything. He be screaming it all the time. 561. By the way Flight carries himself and his swag and even his music, I get the vibe that he's heavily influenced by the early and mid 2000s, mainly by poppin' rappers around that time like Nelly, Chingy, Chameleonaire, Paul Wall, Soulja Boy, and Lil Boosie. And like he said before with Hall of Famer Allen Iverson and Fabulous, because his sound is very reminiscent to that era, and by his cadence and delivery, I feel like he'd probably be more respected and much more successful around that time in music. Like I'm dead ass, I can hear some of his songs in NBA Street Volume 2 or something. But more recently, I would say some of his bigger influences are more with the West Coast Bay Area, with bouncy beats similar to Shoreline Mafia and flow of Blueface. One thing I gotta admit about Flight is that he be having some fire beats. He goes for the more clubby, bouncy, West Coast type beats. They all be catchy and memorable, except for that one time. And don't worry, I'm gonna get to that later. That beat was stuttering like a motherfucker. One thing I see people say in the comments about Flight is that his voice is weird when he raps, and if he rapped like he talked, then it'd be better. But personally, I have no problem with it, and keeping it a G, I think he has a pretty good rap voice. And that says a lot, because not everybody has a good voice for rapping. And trust me, I mean everybody. Yeah, you lie for me. Tell me you're gonna ride for me. Yeah. I understand him most of the time, but the way he delivers certain words can really ruin a song, like in Broken Boy Boy. And why the fuck is it called Broken Boy Boy? I don't know. His voice in the hook makes it unbearable to listen to. And really, it's become a meme now. He's saying boy, 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 but it sounds like boing, boing, boing. You ain't nothing but a broke boy, 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 boy. Or when he says words like fuck or ducked, it sounds like dut. So niggas wanna dot. But that's just his swag. And how y'all gonna talk about Flight's voice when y'all be the same people that listen to Nav and 645 AR? So I ain't trying to hear none of that. But I do feel like his delivery works better with his more recent songs. Another thing I'll give to Flight, and I think we all gotta admit, he be having some catchy ass hooks. Flight has to be the best hook maker on YouTube, and I might even go as far as to say he has better hooks than some of the top rappers nowadays. Too far? Okay, my bad. I'm saying though, most of, if not all of his songs have a catchy hook, and that seems to be the only strong point in his music. Even if you don't like his songs, you can't lie and say you never caught yourself randomly singing the hooks to Heat Check or Broken Boy when you was just chilling in the shower or in church, about to have the whole service getting the holy dut. Even if the song lacks rhythm about 80% of the time, the hook is always the best part. Now, Flight isn't lyrical, he isn't melodic, he doesn't make trap music, so that leaves him with one thing: the club bangers. And honestly, I would play Flight's music in the aux or at a party, up until the verse of course, cause if not, you're probably gonna need to find another ride and another party. Because you see, the main problem that everybody seems to have with Flight, and so do I, is that he may have some catchy hooks, but he throws it off with the verses. Now, we all know the hook is the most important part of a song, and it gives the song memorability. Like if I were to tell you to recite a song right now, you'd probably sing the hook first. But the case with other artists is that you hear the hook and you're lit, but you're anticipating their verse. But the case with this nigga, you're just praying he doesn't completely fuck up the verse. Because in the verses, he struggles to stay on beat and tries to shove a bunch of words into a rhyme pattern, and it doesn't fit and it's off beat. It's just trash. It's like this nigga puts all his effort into hooks and just throws a bunch of words in the verse. Like damn, it just ruins the song.
Pipe stronger than blood's white. Pop the cherry in my off-whites. You the type to follow off socials in my face like shit's night. Niggas love me on their keyboard but won't be the nigga in person. This bitch is a cabbage, why she be looking different up in person? Spread since 11. Now she give the millions first. Now who knows her body count ain't no.
Like, the fuck are you on about? That's where the Blueface comparison kicks in, and people want to see a collab with them, but to be honest, I don't know what that would sound like, since Blueface isn't really that offbeat like he used to be. I guess that's what separates Flight from everybody else, but not in a good way. And it's not like he's saying some trash bars most of the time, but if he were to just slow down and vibe out with the beat like he does with the hook, then his songs would be so much better. Or he'll be doing pretty decent on the song, and he'll say some goofy shit that'll fuck up the whole song.
Why her pussy so good? Watch me cop a roller. If she cheat on my shoulder.
Really, my nigga? Really? Out of all of the things you could have said, get that chip off my shoulder, my wrist is colder, pull up in a Rover, I'm hard as a boulder, good luck like a 4-leaf clover. Literally anything else would have worked. That's how we rocking now, Flight? Huh? Choking bitches? I'm down. And we all know Flight is a straight man, right? Unless we're talking about Curry, you know what I'm saying? But he said it before and he'll say it again. He only likes titties, pussy, and ass, right? Then explain this.
If you thinking I'ma hold my nigga, let it fucking ramp. Keep talking all that shit, I'ma have to grab a stick. I'ma have to grab a stick. I'ma have to grab a stick.
What the fuck what did you just say?
Like, can you imagine the studio session? Hey, you know what? Hey, Flight, I'm not homophobic, but if you go that way, then stay away, you know what I'm saying? Stay 6 feet away, social distancing in this bit. And it's crazy because obviously Flight is not a freestyler.
Cause I don't want niggas in here stealing my fucking lyrics and bars and the shit, bro. I wish I had, you know. Fuck, I had that bitch, bro, I was rocking that whole time. Fuck you.
So he sits down in his hole-in-the-wall ass house, looking like he just got done playing a gang of squeakers on 2K last night, and writes this. Like, what even made you think of this? But looking past all of that, he does have some times where he'll give a decent line or a decent flow here and there.
She like to call me Fly, why? Cause I'm a high risk. Not from Tampa, but I'm all about my bucks. Please don't leave me, girl, I might go and cry. Nah, sock, I won't even pay mine. Hit the stew when I'm in my thoughts. Drip with the sauce, pay the cost to be a boss. Don't get lost, that's a cost. On your head, no beanie. Yeah, I'm talking money, Irish Spring, green. Let me get it.
But trust and believe, if Kendrick were to say something like this, I might reconsider his position as a GOAT, but it's good on Flight standards. It's rare for him to have a good verse. I would say, and don't really even quote me on this, he has a solid 4 verses out of all of his songs. Like, you could get away with 1 or 2, maybe 5 bad verses, but not one on damn near every single track. And at this point, I kinda just got used to his delivery and his flow, so there's a standard that we gotta put Flight on apart from other rappers. But I won't lie and say that these offbeat flows and bad lyrics don't get stuck in my head. And to be honest, I probably know every single Flight lyric. I ain't gonna cap. And that's what makes his song so entertaining. It makes his music memorable and is probably why they're getting so many views. Despite of a lot of his songs becoming memes, that's what separates Flight from the rest. It makes his music different and entertaining, but they don't really feel like real songs. But hey, it keeps us coming back, so maybe all that I'm saying doesn't even matter and it's all a part of Flight's plan. But if he's really trying to take this rap shit serious, he needs to tighten up on his flow and his lyrics. Now, off first glance of Flight, I would automatically assume that he's famous, that he's a rapper or an athlete or a model or something in that realm, because I ain't gonna lie, he be looking type cute, you know what I'm saying? no homo, but my boy got some drip, and is probably the best consistently dressed YouTuber. I will give him that. And his music videos go so hard. Y'all really sleeping on this man's visual game. From his cover arts to his videos, they really be having him looking like a platinum recording artist when he's really an aluminum recording one. But nonetheless, they do be clean. His videos be having him looking like he really do this rap shit. I will give it to him. His videos do be hitting. For a dude living off YouTube and Twitch, his videos be looking like some Director X or Spike Lee type shit. And they do be funny as hell sometimes.
FTC. She gon' do it for the.
As for my respect, this is probably his best video aesthetically. From the lights to the use of different environments, the colors, the fit fire, the blueface type beat fire, it's fire. It really fits the vibe of the track. And we got Miss Wanet Janet looking straight out of a pantry, boy. Woo, looking like a motherfucking snack in it, bitch. Hey, Flight, you really tweaked on that one. And the hook is probably one of his best. A lot of people consider this to be his best song, but how? The first verse is what really kills it for me. The flow is off like many of his other songs, but it hurts with this one the most because it had so much potential to be a solid song, especially with the West Coast visuals. But at least the second verse is pretty good. I like how it ends and goes back to the hook. It's just that damn first verse.
Yeah, bitches let me fuck raw, they curse for life. Cause a pipe stronger than blood's white. Pop the cherry in my off-whites.
Man, you know what? Give me my compliment back. Nigga, what the fuck? The hook, as usual for half the team hit, is very catchy and it's nice and simple. But yet again, the verses are absolute garbage. Like, it's really to the point where I don't even think he knows what he's saying.
Had to give it all I got. Say to myself, niggas plot a lot. Net worth on stock. Anything I want, I fall.
And it sucks yet again because this song had potential to be fire too. Like, someone get this man a ghostwriter at this instant. Like, I'm serious. As for the video, as usual, it's pretty cool. I like the VHS aesthetics and he got the whole gang in it, so that's pretty cool. And I don't know what the hell this was. Flight a teacher or something, teaching kids how to take L's the right way or some shit. I don't know. And really, bruh, niggas is jerking in 2020. I thought we did that shit in 2008. Like, come on, Flight, get with the times. Yeah. You know what? I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'ma just fall back. I'ma fall back. Oh, greasy face ass boy.
But them hoes love it.
When FlightReacts was born, this was the song that started it all. Unless we're talking about Flight's earlier raps.
My name is not your average Flight. Take a step back, boy, cause I'm about to ignite. I'm about to set it off. I ain't about that talk, man. Just look at the way I walk. Sit back and have some patience, no hesitation, motivation, and hell, why not? Expectations, not worry about just get. Slide out to the park, have a little rep. We're putting on a spark, driving down the lane, something like LBJ. Or I could chillin' in my zone on that first class flight, sitting back, no hood, rat that stacks got me right. I ain't gonna be that lazy dude to sell some rocks. There's more than life than trying to run your block.
Let's just act like we didn't hear that.
Hey yo, tell me why some of this actually better than his new music.
Psych nah, he's definitely gotten better, but I don't know what that was. But carrying on with Cold Blooded, the intro to this song is probably the corniest thing I've ever heard.
What it do, Flight Crew? FTC. Flight team, stand up.
Nigga did his YouTube intro on a song. Like, bruh, this is an MP3 file, not an MP4. Ain't that the worst way to kick off a song? Let alone your debut. Just everything about the song is trash. The beat sounds like I made it. Flight sounds like he's out of breath. I mean, he really sounds like he actually ran a 4.2. And it's nothing but whack bars. Now, the hook and parts of the verses, Flight took lyrics from Lil Boosie's Cold Blooded. And people love to use this against him, but you gotta remember, this was his first song. So cut him a little slack. And like I said before, he said Boosie was one of his favorite rappers growing up, and he even put in the description that it was inspired by Boosie. Granted, it was months after all the backlash, but he said it nevertheless. And it's not like he steals lyrics in his other songs, and that's why I respect Flight. My boy doesn't steal lyrics. At least he doesn't have ghostwriters like some of y'all favorite. Like he said before, he writes everything that he raps. If he didn't feel it, or he didn't write it, he ain't gonna rap it. And that's why I respect Flight so much. And y'all better stop playing with my boy. How dare y'all question his lyrical abilities? Y'all just love to discredit him. Y'all don't see talent when it's right in front of you. Why would he ever steal lyrics from anybody? Like, that shit is so lame. Like, that's so lame. Because even if his songs are trash, at least he wrote all of them, right?
So what I took your boss, fuck you gon' do back.
Yeah, turn us up. They don't feel me on this one.
The next song is Cut It Out, and it's honestly Flight's most underrated song. I don't hear anybody else talking about this song like they should. The hook is hard, a solid verse, and that beat, god damn that beat.
All you do is lie, all you do is flex. Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out.
And I'm finally happy to say that Flight didn't put this beat to waste. And shout out to Young Mooski. He seems to be Flight's main producer, or the person he uses beats from the most, so Flight, stick with him. Some of your best beats come from him. And this is what I'm saying, Flight has a very good ear for beats. He has a very good beat selection. He never misses. Except for this punchline was pretty good.
You a lollipop boy, you a sucker. Oh, funny little nigga Chris Tucker.
Now, it wasn't no funny little nigga as Kevin Hart, your uncle little nigga level, but it's still good. But this one was really funny.
She got short arms like a T-Rex. What the fuck, my ex look like Shrek.
The video effects on this one go stupid. His dancing is A1, and this flow.
Calling me family because of my number. She is a mother, so I cannot cover. No, I do not love her. No, I cannot love her. Now, bitch, do I stutter? Change up the number.
Nice. And pretty much just everything about it. He's rocking that old school Warriors Curry jersey. He did that tongue shit, and he demonstrates for all the dumbass niggas out there how to make cereal the right way. This was released in late 2018, and this is when I would say he was getting better. Overall, definitely one of his best songs. Stop sleeping.
FTC. Y'all know how I be. Yeah.
Believe it or not, this is actually one of my other favorite songs from Flight. Now, I know I said all of his songs were trash in 2017, pretty much at the start of his career, but this is fire all around. This joint just catchy, and I'm pretty sure we all know the hook by heart. A lot of people hate on this song and argue that the verses were too short and that the auto-tune was annoying, but I had no problem with it. And I would just say that he rapped according to the beat, because as seen before, Flight can make a long 2-3 verse track. They don't turn out too good, but he does nonetheless. And for this song, the beat breakdown was just too short, but to me, it's still definitely one of his best. I just didn't like when he did a goddamn motivational speech at the end. Like, damn, am I supposed to be dancing in the club or crying?
Never let someone come up off your motherfucking name. That's a motherfucking violation. You might as well let them spit in your motherfucking face and you not do a damn thing.
But I like the vibe that I get from the song, and it hits me with nostalgia and reminds me of the good old days of YouTube. You know, 2017, 2016 with the fake pranks, the diss tracks. Good old times. And you know what's crazy? Not only did we watch a group of people do a circle around a pool for a music video, but we won't see any of these people together in a video ever again. Let that sink in. Cause with these YouTubers, you'll be cool with them for a second, but you even dare breathe on them wrong, they gonna make a whole ass hour-long video exposing you with receipts. But real talk, the only real one I see in this video is Flight. No cappity cap at all.
Oh. Why do it to
This song is another club sleeper, and I just like the feel that I get from this. It was on the XX Breaking the Internet mixtape, which had the whole gang on it. Ty, Shark, DC, DDG. It had everybody and their mama,
Which they should also bring back too.
and apart from Big Sauce's Magic, one of my favorite songs from this tape is ironically Flight's Get Ratchet. I like the vibe that this song gives off. It's yet again another one of those Bay Area 2000s fuse songs, and I can really hear this in the club. The beat is real funky in a sort of nostalgic way. As for the video, off rip, I gotta give Flight respect for being the only guy in a video full of girls, so clap it up, clap it up. But my nigga, why choose her to be the eye candy of the video? Out of all the baddies, out of all the yams in this video, I mean, you know me, I like all my women black, Asian, or Mexican. And I'm good everywhere I go, so ain't no check. But come on, bruh, her? My God, you literally surrounded by all these yams and you choose this one? Explain yourself. Got her on the bed doing the centipede.
Get on.
Hey, she probably paid them to be in this video.
Get on.
Man, you know what? You know, I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall back. And the director know he dead wrong for having these two looking like damn fiends on this bed. Looking like those kids in those sad commercials. Please donate. Just 25 cents could change their life. And get this little wimpy ass nigga some food. Ass boy, what the fuck? And she really stood up. I mean, she really thinks she killing it right now. I like the song overall, but at one part, this nigga just simps out of nowhere.
So fire, I'ma nut up in this bitch. Pussy so fire, I might pay her fucking rent. Pussy so fire, it'll make you throw a fit.
Overall, it's a solid track, but I still gotta deduct points for that gay bar.
I'ma have to grab a stick. Yeah. Money, man. Money.
I don't even got too much to say about this one. It's Flight's least viewed song he's ever released, and for good reason. It doesn't offer anything. The flow is off, and his voice is annoying. I mean, it sounds like they snatched this nigga's nose or something. You see, Flight songs, whether they're good or bad, they always have an entertaining factor. If it's by the ad-libs or the lyrics, there's just nothing to take away from this. And there's one part of the video where he's tweaking on this plane. Like, he's really feeling this song, and he's real passionate about this whack-ass shit. Oh, and there goes the engineer for this song.
Never let a nigga or a female get in the way of your success.
All rise for our national anthem. This song is definitely a hood classic. Now 2020 may be Flight's year since he's basically carrying it like Curry in 2015, but 2017 may have been the worst year of his life. And I don't even know him personally. Believe it or not, I don't know him, you know what I'm saying? But just look at what happened. He lost the 1v1 to Soluminati not once, but twice in less than 48 hours, going scoreless in both, pretty much leaving the game at 22-0.
11th.
He lost to Cash, Light Skin Terrio, Supreme Patty, Pretty Boy Fredo. He released Cold Blooded. He got arrested. While all of this was happening, he was getting played by a girl for 8 months straight. She Who Shall Not Be Named had appeared in multiple Flight videos in 2017, and it was assumed by everybody that they were dating or talking until one day they just stopped making videos. And after the reality show, Flight just never addressed her until one day on his live raid. He went on a drunken outburst as Niagara Falls came from his mouth. He reveals how everything went down, exposing his clout-chasing thought for the disgusting human being that she is. She was talking behind his back, talking to his friends. She used him for his clout. And worst of all, she didn't even let him be. In that live, he acknowledges that when everyone was clearly trying to warn him, he says that he was blinded by love. Look, cause at the end of the day, you gotta look at it from Flight's standpoint. Around this time, he was being ridiculed for being in the friend zone and not even knowing. He would constantly defend her. He cut off a lot of people and a lot of girls for her. And after they stopped talking, the reality of the situation finally hit him, which really showed me a different side of Flight that I've never seen before. Because behind all the trolling and behind all the funny reactions, this made me realize that Flight goes through things just like the rest of us, and just want some coochie. That moment and the song that was to come have now become staples in Flight's catalog and was the first sighting of Demon Reacts.
A motherfucking diss track coming soon. You nigga and your fucking family.
Now I didn't think that he was serious about making the song until weeks later he was seen pouring out his heart in the studio. And finally on November 12, 2017, Flight released Feelings official audio on his YouTube channel, met with very negative reviews. And months later he released the music video along with the remastered version, and thank God for that. Now there's actually a difference between the original and the remastered version of Feelings, and the mixing on the remastered one is much better. The first one sounded very amateur with his vocals being louder than the actual beat, and the beat had multiple random seizures, but the second one was layered and put together very well.
Fuck your motherfucking feelings, bitch. Y'all ain't shit, y'all ain't shit, y'all ain't shit, bitch. Fuck your motherfucking feelings, bitch. Y'all ain't shit, y'all ain't shit, y'all ain't shit, bitch.
Now everybody might say that this is Flight's worst song and it gets better from here, but I would say it's his most deepest song yet. It's poetry and really lets you inside the mind of FlightReacts around 2017. Now when we all listened to this for the first time, we were all saying the typical things. The beat is offbeat, or he raps like he's lagging, or when you make a beat off Garage. But we weren't listening to the lyrics. In the infamous hook of the song, he's basically on this fuck the world type shit, which is why I think this moment really changed Flight forever, and is why it's really hard for him to find love now. This moment truly emotionally scarred him and changed the way he sees females. In the legendary video, he's rocking that So Fresh and So Clean walking L shirt with the all white bands that, hey, if you know, you know, okay? He never really explained the song, but the way that I see it is in the verses, he was describing 3 of his different relationships, as every verse begins with "A was good." In the second verse, he addresses a dusty braided girl and ad-libs Bow Wow, like bro.
Hey, what's good, you dusty braided bitch?
But in the third verse is where he discusses his most recent relationship. He talks about how he met her, how he noticed the red flags and was still trying to get with her, and ends it out saying this.
Just know if this kid gets another chance, I swear I'm about to catch a motherfucking case again. If I run into this bitch, I might
telling himself to calm down, knowing the severities of those actions, kind of letting you into his mindset. And during this verse, you can hear the pain in his voice, making you feel his true feelings. Oh yeah, and she looked like Lil Bibby.
You stupid, Lil Bibby looking fucking bitch.
This is by far Flight's most meaningful track, but does that mean it's good? Hell no. But looking past all the goofiness, the offbeat flow, the fact that this beat sounds like the producer sampled the ice cream truck, the horrendous beat, I don't know how he was jumping to this song in the middle of the street. Like, there's barely any 808s and there's no rhythm. And just how bad it sounds sonically, it is very deep. You gotta respect the fact that he doesn't cap in his music. Sometimes.
We the type of nigga that's gon' beg for a shit. I'm the type of nigga make a beg for the tip.
You can at least jack me off, man. You can at least jack me off.
And I know that the situation still kinda haunts Flight to this day and is what makes everybody look at him differently. But hey, look at the bright side, Flight. You on top right now, getting recognized by Curry and all these media platforms, and where is she? She may have took your clout and dipped, But where's the clout now? Your music is getting better, your videos are getting better, getting more views, so leave that whole situation in the past. But you gotta admit, it wasn't L though.
Let me fucking eat you fucking out!
Moving on from that, we're finally at the end of this video and we're finally at the list. Now before I show you my list, I want to give Flight his percentages and his badges. Now listening to Flight's music, I will give him a gold on catchy hooks and a bronze on punchlines, but that's all he gets for now. And his record, at least in my opinion, if we're looking at like the field goal percentage or something, I would say Flight went 6 for 15 out of all of the songs he's made. So that gives him a 40% chance of making a decent to good song. And remember, these are on Flight standards. And that's one thing about Flight, like he's a YouTuber before he's a rapper. So that's why I can't really put him on that level of a rapper. So you gotta put him on another level, you know what I mean? But first, here are the features. Here's my list of FlightReacts songs from best to worst. Now, as you can see, his most recent songs from 2019 and 2020 are like at the top 7, and his more earlier songs from 2017 are at the bottom. Except for Off Me, because Off Me, I don't care what y'all say, that joke was fire, I ain't gonna lie. And The Money Man was just boring. Kicking it off at number 1, we got Heat Check. He's on beat, the hook is very catchy, just everything about this song is fire. It's about having fire shoes, like Heat Check, you know what I'm saying? Overall, it's his best song. And number 4, we got the most recent Disingenuous. Not Disingenuous, you idiot. Overall, the only thing I really like about this song is the beat and the hook. The hook is very catchy, probably one of his best hooks. Like if I had to choose the best hook on this whole list, I would definitely say it's the Disingenuous hook. But with this one, this is when the flows just start getting weird and start getting off beat, trying to shove too many words. Like I said, you really gotta work on that, bro. Number 5 is Got These. It's another sleeper that you guys should probably go listen. I'm pretty sure some of you guys probably ain't even heard of this song yet. Now, on this song, he really lets out his big Draco reacts. I mean, this song sounds straight out of a Soulja Boy mixtape from 2009, 2010, or 11. The verses aren't really off beat. The only reason why it's at number 5 is because the other songs are just more catchy in my opinion. But the hook on this one is fire. The bridge, very slept on. Check it out. So yeah, and this is, I would say the first 6 songs on this list are the only good ones in my opinion. Number 8, we got Dumb, and Dumb would be a little higher, but the flow, like I said, like the hook is, it's like the Flight's thing, bro. Like I said, he puts all his energy, all his hard work, blood, sweat, and tears on the hook, and just puts together just some random words for a verse. It's not cutting it. Nigga said he's smoking on giraffe pussy. Like what? Like wait, what? Like where do you even come up with this? I mean, he's probably smoking on crack too if he's coming up with stuff like this. Number 9 is Broke Boy, and I think this was released in 2018, and this is when I started getting the feel that Flight was getting better, because with this song, this is actually one of the songs where I would say the verses are better than the hook. Because like I said before, the hook is unbearable to listen to. I mean, but yeah, the verses are pretty solid on this one. It's not off beat or nothing. I like the beat. You know, kind of reminds me of Playboi Carti's Broke Boy. You know what I'm saying? Overall, almost decent. Number 10, we got Half the Team Hit. And like I said, it's kind of the same as My Respect. The video kind of carries it. The verses don't offer anything for me. It kind of just ruins the song. Niggas jerking in the video. Like, the song is just an overall L. Like, that video really had him looking like an actual rapper. Like, dead ass. Like, if you were to go to the street and show somebody who doesn't know Flight that video, they're gonna be like, oh, is that a rapper? I'll be like, yeah, a very trash one, but yeah. Number 11 is Good Good. Now, a lot of people probably have this higher up on the list because of the hook or whatever, but if you listen to the whole song, it's the same exact flow. Like, he doesn't switch it up or anything. And just look at the cover art. Like, my nigga just, I'm about to drop a song. Damn, I don't have a cover art. They proceeded to take a selfie 30 minutes after consuming an edible. The beat really isn't all that for me, and that damn choke her line was just so random. And number 15 is Feelings. Definitely his worst song. I know everything I said before, but just listen to the song. So overall, is Flight a good rapper? If you're comparing him to DDG, KSI, or Quadeca, YouTubers who can be compared to actual rappers as they dropped albums and went on tours, then hell no, he isn't good. But if you're comparing him to a YouTuber that raps on the side like Deji or Rice Gum, then yeah, he's alright. And I'm gonna be honest, he's probably better than Rice Gum. I mean, what the hell is Rice Gum dropping recently? And he's not as bad as what y'all be overhyping, like Ice JJ Fish. Like, come on, my guy, he's way better than Ice. Like, come on, Ice JJ Fish. Stop the cap, stop the cap. I think his 2000 style is kind of unique comparing it to what you hear on rap playlists nowadays, and he could really run with that, but he has to work on his flow and his lyrics, and he could be a solid rapper because he already has catchy hooks, or maybe it's truly just his style. And I just gotta admit that Flight has been making slightly better music nowadays, and it's a good thing he's not pursuing this as his main occupation, because if so, he's not taking it serious, as that's what I'm seeing, since he's mainly focused on YouTube and streaming. So shout out to Flight, keep dropping those banger videos and these banging songs. If he drops a mixtape, I'll review it. If he goes on tour, I'll watch someone's vlog on it. I mean, really, Flight, this is coming from a fan. You're really carrying 2020. So keep on working on your music, your YouTube, Twitch. I'll be listening and watching. Share this with your friends in the group chats or whatever. Share it with Flight. Like, subscribe, and peace.